We heard about this news today about the complete and utter outage in software across the globe. It's happened across the globe in one go, and it's caused absolute chaos and pandemonium in places like airports. I'll tell you a bit more about that, but I'll also tell you how it got me thinking about cars and what would happen if something like that impacted cars.
A brown car guy. Brown car guy.
Okay, so just to fill you in if you haven't been following the news today, last night a software update was issued. I'll tell you who issued it in a minute, but a software update was issued which basically had a cascading disastrous effect across multiple operating systems in several industries, and it's resulted in, this is in the news, it's resulted in major IT outages have hit industries across the world. Almost 1,400 flights have been cancelled. In fact, I think they grounded all flights in America. Banking and healthcare, as well as shops, have been affected. So you may have found if you weren't able to pay for stuff or something like that. How has this happened? This is where I find it quite amusing. I'm sorry for smiling, because of course it's quite miserable for a lot of people. But you can't help but smile, because when you realize that the software update was issued by a company called CrowdStrike. And CrowdStrike, which is affiliated or supplies this software to MSN systems, so it's Microsoft systems. So basically all these companies, what happened is that they'd updated their system and they found the blue screen of death, as they call it, on their computers, and they just recycled and they can't do anything about it. Now why I'm smiling is that this firm CrowdStrike is actually a cybersecurity firm. And its main raison d'etre is to actually prevent outages from happening, to prevent hacks from happening and stuff like that. And the software patch update from this company is what has caused all of this. So that is, it's hilarious, although like I said, it's unfortunate because, like it says here, a majority of GP surgeries in England are experiencing issues. The NHS says, because of the NHS is using it, train shops and pharmacies in the UK have also been hit by this. So it's not really a laughing matter, it's quite a serious issue. Apparently the update on this is that a fix has been deployed, the company says, but it could be some time before the systems are fully back up and running.
Hey, are you liking this video? Then make sure that you hit the like button. That's really important. Also, tell everybody.
Having watched the news this morning, and listen to all the stuff that was happening. And of course you think, well, what's the automotive angle on this? And by the way, I think some of this software is actually used by some Formula 1 teams, so hope they're all okay. Anyway, you couldn't help but thinking that, well, all the modern cars now, all the latest cars are generally connected. And we're already talking about issues where people have been able to hack them, take over control of them. We're talking about data protection. We're talking about manufacturers that have had to take cars off sale, such as the Porsche Boxster Cayman, which I did in a recent video, which will come to an end because they haven't got the resources to update the software in there to be able to to have the protocols for data security protection. So it's become the fact is the cars are vulnerable, because modern cars that is, because they are connected. And it has been proven that they can be hacked despite these protections. And the fact is that because they're all drive-by-wire, and this threat has been raised by some quarters in China, which is why one of the reasons they want to have sanctions against Chinese cars is because they feel that it's not only a threat to the industry but also potentially a security threat. Maybe it's a bit far-fetched. Maybe not, At the very least, for example, the case that they cited was that, say that we have a conflict or a disagreement with China, and they turn around and say, well, we'll remotely just turn off all the cars that we sold you, which would cause utter pandemonium. But aside from that sort of situation, aside even from the nefarious activities of, say, a hacker, which would cause this sort of chaos, but just a software update. And like I said, all cars now, all the modern cars, they're connected, right? I mean, this is one of the features that are sold in these cars, is that they are connected and that they have over-the-air live updates. And you go, wow, at any point, your car could get that update overnight. It was issued. Next morning, the blue car of death, that's it, it's gone. It's not able to do anything. And how are we able to protect ourselves? And again, you know, we've talked about a number of different things recently about how cars are being controlled and restrictions are being applied. But again, when you think about old cars, it seems to keep recycling back to sort of the notion that perhaps older cars are going to see a resurgence in value because more and more people are going to switch to them, because then we're going to be like, well, these cars, they don't have any of the crazy tech or any of the accessibility that is there when, well, they're not connected, for example, but even if you plugged in a computer and stuff, you couldn't necessarily hack them. So it's a worry, it's a concern. And I think that when things like this happen around the world, you know, which has impacted medical services, which has impacted banking and finance, which has grounded flights, then you really have to think that, well, cars are at least as vulnerable as any of these others, especially the latest cars, which are all connected. And I think that there's time maybe that this should be flagged up and spoken about. And maybe even in the newest cars, the latest models, there should be options for customers, buyers to say, well, we want the new XYZ whatever model, but we'd prefer if it didn't have these tech systems on it. We'd prefer if it wasn't connected. We'd prefer if it wasn't capturing our data. Maybe the option should be there. Or maybe the only option for that is old and classic cars. Let me know your thoughts.
We used to ride the roads, feeling alive, healing those shifts and engines that drive. But now we're stuck in this automated cage. Silent engines, no roar, no rage. Policies and politics driving us insane. Fuel costs rising, God, what a pain. They say it's for the planet, for the air we breathe. But take away our car keys, you'll see us see. Red line, let you drive a quarter mile at a time. See for 10 seconds or less, it ain't no crime. Flat out, everything fades with pace. The body moving through time and space, that's where you meet it. It creeps up on you. It's what car people will never get. It's what you and I know with no debate. Cars got soul, cars are alive. If you don't believe it, you don't drive. New motors with the quiet, clean ways. Digital driver's aids, it's a lifeless haze. We long for the days of visceral engagement, when every gear shift was a damn statement. Red line, let you drive a quarter mile at a time. See for 10 seconds or less, it ain't no crime. Flat out, everything fades with pace. The body moving through time and space, that's where you meet it. It creeps up on you. What to do? Red line, let you drive a quarter mile at a time. See for 10 seconds or less, it ain't no crime. Flat out, everything fades with pace. The body moving through time and space, that's where you meet it. Nothing else is waiting. It's what non-car people will never get. It's what you and I know with no debate. Cars got soul, cars are alive. If you don't believe it, you don't drive. New motors with the quiet, clean ways. Digital driver's aids, it's a lifeless haze. We long for the days of visceral engagement, when every gear shift was a damn statement. Red line, let you drive a quarter mile at a time. See for 10 seconds or less, it ain't no crime. Flat out, everything fades with pace. The body moving through time and space, that's where you meet it. Stay in the race. For the planet's sake, but our passion for driving they can't take. We wanna drive free, feel the wind in our face. So live for the moment, embrace the chase. Drive free, it's more than just a line. There's no shortcut home, it's how we shine. There's no easy way out, we hold on tight to the cars we love, and for freedom we fight. Red line, let you drive a quarter mile at a time. See for 10 seconds or less, it ain't no crime. Flat out, everything fades with pace. The body moving through time and space, that's where you meet it. Stay in the race.
Check this out, guys. It's my book. It's my first novel, and it's written for car fans like you. It's a fun political action thriller. It's full of cool cars and spectacular action. Get your copy now at Amazon.com. Shout out time, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, if you enjoy my content, why not get involved? Buy me a coffee. You can do that at either of these links. Or if you're watching on YouTube, buy me a thanks or take out a membership. It all helps. It really does.